Thank you for watching this short video, a reflection on energetic footprints. And here we look at what the meaning of energetic footprints means for me and hopefully for you. But first, will you allow me read a message from Jesus? There was no beginning, there is no end, all merged from the one. Love is the energy that holds and heals. We create the darkness that hides the sun. Our lives are but a minuscule part of the universal play. And the unknown future depends on the voice of collective consciousness created by choice. Every second counts, for in it is our thought. It is an individual act in which we build or destroy. Energetic footprints is what we leave behind when we return to the heavenly city. Many of us Christians call heaven. But heaven, I believe, is on earth. Heaven is what you make it on earth. There's no point me saying to you that as a bride of Christ, a monastic, a monk in service, who gives only lip service, but my heart belongs to me and not to God. Then my energetic footprints will be tarred with selfishness, disobedience. But to leave an energetic footprint of love, inspired by God's love, you have to enter a whole new ball game, where God is the player, the referee, and where you are not the bystander, but an active participant. And God will invite you to choose the part you wish to play. Energetic footprints are more than just a footprint in the sand. But let us recap on that wonderful story, that lovely, beautiful poem, Footprints in the Sand. Oh gosh, you know, there's been so many times in my life, especially 14 years ago when I hit rock bottom, when my dear, dear friend, Brother Eddie, died of cancer, aged 42. He was my best mate. Yes, we were monks together. And you know what was so hilarious? Our superiors would never allow us be in the same house because we caused ructions with laughter. We were giddy kippers, something similar to the videos I did with Brother Tom and Mother Abundancia, Sister Joy. We were just in perpetual giddiness. Even on our 30-day retreats, we found a tree along the driveway in the novitiate where we were training as monks back in the mid-60s, and we'd always leave a little note. And you know, after 28 years of being in the presence of this great man who had a presence, because he was a true follower of God, and yet his death catapulted me into a deep despair. And you would have thought, being the nurse in palliative care, trained to support the dying, that I could have dealt with this better than I did. I didn't. I tried to for 3 months to overcome the sadness of the loss. I knew he was at peace with God, but I was selfish. Oh gosh, I was so selfish. Yeah. And then of course came the Prozac, and then my journey really began. Yes, it did. Where I had to let go of everything and learn to crawl before I could walk. And I thank God for that time, because had that not have happened, then I would still be this spiritual arrogant self, giving a lip service to God. But looking back on the energetic footprints of the beautiful poem of Jesus, when he says, do you remember the time when you were at an all-time low in your life, when everything came crashing down, and when you looked at the sand you presumed that they were your footprints, as I did many times. And I'm ashamed to admit that. I thought they were my footprints. But then he reminds us, doesn't he? They were his. The Master Jesus carried us. He carried us on his shoulder to protect us. And the reason why we never felt the protection of him is because we were so locked in that victim mentality of negativity and self-loathing and full of anger. But today, it is my understanding, as one who has offered one's heart to God, so that all Christians and non-Christians alike will come together in love. That is all I live for. I don't live for anything else other than to hear the cry of Jesus on the cross, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do, that we will take responsibility. And if we say we love Jesus, so what? What do we do with that love? Do we quietly go on in our respective religious churches and carry on as if all was okay, and we ignore our brother and sister Jew and Hindu, Sikh, Baha'i and Muslim? We give them a lip service rather than embrace God in them. I tell you, I've had a real awakening to my own idiosyncrasy and stupidity. And I realize now that to leave an energetic footprint of God's love, it means something more than just saying to you, I love Jesus. As a Franciscan, it's saying more in terms of, I will demonstrate my love for my Jesus by how I try to live out my life. Through human kindness, through hospitality, and by embracing those who don't like me, by forgiving those who are unkind to me. And yes, I've encountered a lot of unkindness from within my Christian family, because they see me as not being Christian. But that's for them to say, but my God knows that my heart belongs to him. And the reason why I'm rejected is because I refuse to toe the party line and be driven by fear, not love. And that's why Magdalena and St. John the Evangelist together set up the Johannine Essenes at Mount Carmel to safeguard the teachings of Jesus from Peter. Because Peter, beautiful man that he was fiery. And we know that from the Gospels, when Jesus said, hey Peter, before this cock crows, you will deny me thrice. Oh no, Master, not me. I'm Peter. Hello. Get real. He did. But yet Jesus loved him and gave him the keys of his kingdom. A symbolic act of Peter carrying the authority of God on earth. But you and I need to be wise today to all the shambolic teachings that are rooted more in ego and New Age than they are in the love of God. And yes, I embrace angelic energy. I believe in my guardian angel. I believe in Saint Michael. And yet I've had priests who say to me, why do you believe in angels? There's no mention of them in the Bible. Well, I guess they taught me a painful lesson where I had to do my research, and I discovered that there are 384 terms of reference in the Bible of where God used angels to communicate God's message to mankind. And of course we know about the Archangel Gabriel coming to Mother Mary and telling her that she would conceive the Christ, the Messiah. There are so many examples, but let's get back to energetic footprints. How do you leave an energetic footprint? Surrender your heart and embrace God's love. And if you live that love, and don't buy into the theories and the dogma, but live that simple life of divine service, in service to God, then you are leaving something that's more than a footprint. Bless you.